everyone, Thordan Smash here, and there's some exciting news about Apex Legends 2. We've recently learned that they are going to be in fact doing one. It's coming next year, but along with that, Yoro seems to think that it's going to use the Unreal Engine. And there's some questions about what this is going to do to movement and so much more. We're going to go over all of that today. We're also going to go ahead and give out one of the Power Sword heirlooms. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. But without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So yes, if you did hear in the beginning intro of the video, it does look like Apex Legends is going to be removing itself from the source engine and going over to Unreal. And the big question is, if that is true according to Yoro, what does that mean for the future of the game? I remember making a video earlier this year about an engine upgrade for Apex Legends. It had some stuff with Unreal in there, and at the time that I made it, I got some information from Pornhub and I put it in the video saying that Respawn internally was grappling on whether or not they would decide to do a new engine upgrade and if the talks were ever going to be serious. And shortly after that, Andrew Wilson said in an interview, "Don't expect an Apex Legends 2 anytime soon. In the context of live service driven games at scale, the version 2 thing has never been as successful as the version 1 thing," which makes me think I don't even know he knows what's going on at Respawn Studio, and maybe I was more informed than he was. That being said, there was a brand new interview just recently, and there are going to be 3 phases of Apex Legends futures planned. The first comes from supporting the tens of millions of people who play daily with smaller updates that cover quality of life, anti-cheat, and all the things that make the core experience great, as well as the creation of new content for that community. I'll see it when I believe it, but Season 24 does seem fairly interesting. Now, moving on, the second phase is the more interesting one. It will come in the form of a more meaningful update of Apex as a broad game experience, saying this won't come out on top of a Battlefield launch, and so from a timing standpoint, our thinking right now is this would exist post Battlefield, which means we probably won't see something really big like this until Season 28 or 29, or at least not until the year 2026. I will say it is nice that EA finally at least learned from Titanfall 2, where they smashed that in between Battlefield and Call of Duty right at the same time, which led to the demise of Titanfall 2 because it just wasn't as hyped up and EA put their money into the Battlefield franchise. Oh, how the turntables. Anyways, the third one is the most important. EA sees this game as something for the next 10, 20, 30 years and growing, and then referred to these plans for an even bigger, more meaningful update as an Apex 2.0, if you will, that'll come on a longer term horizon. This will not be the final incarnation of Apex Legends. Wow, you looked really bad after 4 months ago saying there would not be a new engine update, and now there is. I don't know if EA knows how to run this franchise. It absolutely has me terrified. And it makes a ton of sense on why this is happening. In the company's most recent Q&A fiscal call, which is where, you know, the CEOs kind of get put on blast, he said, "We've had over 200 million people play the game. However, the trajectory of the business of that franchise has not been headed in a direction that we have wanted for some time." And I could have said this 1,000 years ago, but yeah, you needed to update the engine. There's a couple of issues with the current engine that you can see right here, because one, it runs on a modified version of the source engine called the Titanfall branch, in case you didn't know. Regardless, it's a very old engine, and a lot of people are gonna be like, but the movement is tied to the engine. I want to be very clear here. All the movement in Apex Legends was ported over from Titanfall. It's very easy to recreate bunny hops in other games or tap strafing. You just program it that way, so don't worry about your movement going away. That being said, what did make Apex Legends so unique was because the developers didn't intend that movement to be in there, so people were able to figure it out. But at this point, most movement stuff has actually already been figured out. Anyways, going back to some of the features of the Titanfall branch, it does allow a DirectX 11, larger maps, and stable frame rate, kind of. But that being said, there are the issues. The source engine is about 25 years old, and some say its limitations are becoming apparent, which would be a reason why it's upgrading. Frame drops, lag, and crashing, which I know we have all experienced. Players have reported these issues on both PC and console, and lower image quality and frame rate. The engine has been pushed to its limit, which can lead to lower image quality and frame rate on low-end PCs and console ports. Hence why it took us so long to get cross regression, 120 frames per second. There are so many things, that are going to be fixed by just simply porting this and upgrading to an Apex Legends 2.0. First off, the anti-cheat will be a lot better because unfortunately, since this game runs on Source, which is the same thing Counter-Strike does, it's very easy to port cheats from Counter-Strike and make them functional and workable on Apex Legends. Now, moving to a new engine, cheaters are going to have to adapt and find a new way to overcome that. The other thing, though, that I want to say that won't be fixed fix by upgrading to a new engine is actually the servers, and this is something that I hope they very much take into consideration when working on Apex Legends 2. Make more servers and make the netcode much more stable than it currently is so that we don't have hit reg issues. And the final best thing about all of this, and this is my personal opinion because this is actually very exciting news, is the fact that when this does release, content updates in this game will be so much more rapidly paced out simply by the fact that the developer studio can go ahead and create content without it worrying about it being buggy and glitchy and just not working. So overall, this seems like it's going to be a great future for Apex Legends 2. I know you guys are all like, oh, Thordan, you're usually doom and gloom, but I'm happy to see that they finally got their heads out of their butts and decided to do this. All that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into some community clips now. Don't forget to submit your own to me at Thordan Smash on Twitter, but without further ado, let's roll it.
30 seconds.
I'm under fire. I will be bound. Delivering thermite. Arc star out. Throwing frag. Sleep caught like a rat in a trap.
Hey, okay, Nexus. Squeezy, just drop and guard, I'll teleport you. They're on Nexus! They're idiots. Why? It's working. Going now? Surely they don't. I refuse to believe it works. Oh my gosh, no way! No, I think that's a normal Ash.
I'm dead.
One's low. Yep, I'm taking the Nexus. They're gonna take it. There's no way they don't take it. Get up!
They're taking it.
Nice.
Let me know down below, what are your guys' thoughts on Apex Legends 2, and also how do you think it'll run on the Unreal Engine? Also, don't forget to check out this video right here where I cover more news and information on Apex Legends on the daily, and until next time everyone, keep slaying the Outlands. I'll see you out there.